on the particularly beautiful natural landscape there.
Kilreelig Artist Project is located at Bowlus Head on the Iveragh Peninsula, County Kerry, high above the rolling Atlantic. What was once the ruins of Kilreelig village has now been beautifully brought back to life. The cottages have been restored and are now studio retreats for all kinds of artists, poets, writers and craftspeople. Recently, Richard Hearns was fortunate enough to be selected from many hundreds of applicants for a residency period at Kilreelig.
For me, if I don't paint, it's like I'm not breathing, really. I'm just so addicted to painting, really. It's just part of my life. From last year, I came to work more in Ireland, and I began to actually do residencies here in Ireland. And I'd been working from my family home in Dublin, but then I went out into the country more. And Kilreelig has been an amazing place to work in. The landscape is just full of contrasts. The weather just changes every 5 minutes. And even like today, on a really wet and windy day, you can hike up Bowlus Head and, you know, watch the clouds moving. The skies change every 5 minutes, and the place is just full of energy. It's just so wild, and you can come back down, and it all feeds into the work here in the studio. It's a fabulous place to work in.
Richard was born in Beirut. He was adopted by an Irish couple and raised in Dublin. His love for art began at a very young age, and it was his experiences from travelling that gave him lots of inspiration for his work.
My father brought me travelling because he had served with the UN for years, and he really introduced me to different cultures and my kind of love of travel. And I never kept diaries, but my notebooks were my diaries. You know, my sketches and my paintings were you know, a much more potent way for me to remember things. I travelled to Holland and Greece and the Middle East and Southeast Asia, and I always had my notebook in hand. The places that gave me the most inspiration and the places that I spent the most time in were Thailand, Laos and Cambodia. I think as a young man, it was somewhere I could afford to live and work as well. And it was so colourful, and the people were lovely, and it was just a captivating place to work. I found just unlimited inspiration there, really, for what I was interested in, because I was interested in the islands and in the people, and they were motifs that just I could repeat over and over again in my work. So they were the places I really was most captivated by. The work I was making in Southeast Asia and on my travels was very expressionist in form, I suppose. It was figure in landscape, and it was quite figurative, but it was very expressive the way it came about. And I kept on that line of investigation for quite a period of time. Because I'm largely self-taught, you know, that's just the way the work evolved. And then I made a big change about 1.5 years ago, and I started to make these, this daily practice nearly of observing an object, like a still life object, like a piece of fruit or any object at all that captured me in the day, even mundane objects, and I'd study them and paint. And really, as regards seeing, I improved. Like there was a dramatic improvement as regards seeing and my application of paint and describing things. And really what I was getting at was trying to describe the essence of something, and then to try and take that and feed it back into my larger pieces, into my landscapes and everything like that. So it's been a fabulous journey so far. I've always drawn and painted, and I know I'll continue to draw and paint, you know, forever. It's something that's inside of me. Each morning when I wake up, I have that renewed energy. It's the creativity. It's welling up in me each day. It's something I have to do. And I suppose as a painter, you know, I'll never retire. it's something that I'll continue to do forever, you know. Something that I'll get better at and continue to get better at, and my creative output will be stronger and better. And you know, art, it's a journey for me. It's as much part of my life as breathing, as eating. It's something I have to do each day, and I hope the journey will continue forever, really, you know.